red and blue Fed Square, and it's a gloomy Melbourne day. It doesn't get any more Melbourne than this, does it?
Nah, not at all. No, I'm really excited to be here. It's a beautiful city, big city. And to be wearing the colours of a big club in Melbourne, I'm just so excited.
What is it like having it on? Is it a bit of a sense of relief given how the trade period unfolded and it didn't get done until the last day?
Yeah, I suppose when you're hoping to get traded and nothing's happened till deadline day, you always have that element of doubt. Until it was actually official, it still felt pretty surreal for a couple of days. And now that I've got the shirt on, it's starting to sink in a little bit.
Why Melbourne?
Why Melbourne? Melbourne. I wanted to see where I can see myself. Having the best sort of football career. They've got an unreal list, a really good young list. So, I want to be here for sustained success. I don't want to just be here for a couple of years. And, play in front of big crowds and to join a big club, it's, a dream come true. I went to Melbourne Grammar School down the road and, I used to come watch the D's play a little bit with some of my schoolmates. So, it's just too good of an opportunity to not pursue.
Did the way they finished the season also sort of cement your decision that this is a great club to sort of come to?
Yeah, probably a little bit when we versed them as well. They're a very ruthless team and high-scoring, exciting team, and something that I wanted to be a part of. And yeah, once I had a couple of chats with the D's recruiting staff, I obviously kept a keen eye and I watched them throughout the finals. And once they genuinely were interested, I just the opportunity was too good to refuse.
And you're expecting to play finals next year?
I'm not going to come in and say that, but I suppose the opportunity to play finals with the Demons is what's the most exciting carrot, I suppose. And there's no doubt they had a really good year this year, and they'd want to go one step further. But I'm just going to come in and play my role for the club. And I've had a breakfast this morning with Goody and Jack Viney, and just got a little bit to learn a little bit more about the club and what they want from me. So it's all starting to take shape a little bit.
Stephen, Collingwood were also into you. How tough a decision was it?
No doubt. Collingwood are a really good team and have a really good organisation. It just come down to that feel, and I just felt like the opportunity for success at Melbourne, paired with the coaching staff and their playing list, just was the right fit for me.
How far out did you make the call?
Well, it was kind of hard to make the call because Melbourne didn't have the pick in their hand. So, but probably that Friday of trade week when I spoke to my manager and I just said, can we just try and get to Melbourne? And then coincidentally, Peter Bell said they're not trading for Jesse anymore. So I got a little bit nervous, but I understand that's how the game works.
And I guess the back line is quite looks like it could be an ominous part of the DC. Leader who could be back by mid-year and throwing Hibberd and Hospital across to these kind of guys. Is that also part of your thinking as well?
Yeah, the back six at any football club is a very integral part of the team, and it's a very tight-knit group. And watching them this year and having a look at their list, and in particular the back line and the depth they have there, it's exciting. And I think we can form a really strong back line and hopefully propel the D's going forward. And there's no doubt, all the glory's on the midfield because it's elite. But I see the Melbourne back line as one of the best in the comp for sure.
Stephen, what would you say to the Gold Coast fans as the sort of the outgoing captain?
Yeah, I would like to say thank you, because it's been a tough period up there, and I tried to give everything I could, and unfortunately there wasn't a lot of success up there, and it's going to be a tough time, but they really do have the right people in place now, and they're going to go to the draft, and I think they're going to start again, and I think they're going to do it properly, and so the main thing is thank you, and I always have a place for the Suns, but equally I'm so excited for this new opportunity.
What do they need? Are you concerned about the future for the club?
No, I'm not concerned at all. Like I said, they've got some really good parts in place now up at the Suns, and they're going to go to the draft and they're going to get some young blood, some youngsters, and they're going to build that way. And I have no concerns.
Bob Murphy talked about being captains and how hard it is for a captain to leave a football club during the year. How much did that part of it weigh on your mind moving? Yeah,
spot on. It's obviously very, humbling and an unreal privilege to captain an AFL club, and so obviously you have to give that up to move. Obviously played on my mind a lot, but I had to think about my future and what I want to get out of my career, and and at the same time, I can't leave the Suns with a captain in limbo going into another season, which they've had for the last couple of years. And so I weighed all that up, and I just thought they need to go forward with a new captain, new look, new list, and I'm gonna go forward as well with a new team. So
Did you see what Tom went through and think, that's not me, I can't play out my contract for another year with that stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely. Tommy, he's such a loyal and loving guy, and to see him go through that for the year, it wasn't nice, but I could tell there's obviously a lot more on his mind, and I didn't want to have to go through that again. Not only for me, but for the club. The club just didn't need, and the fans didn't need another captain who wasn't committed long term. So I just thought, if I've already sort of made up my mind, or I'm not 100% sure, I might as well be honest with the club and move forward if the time's right. And thankfully they agreed, and they were able to trade me because I was obviously contracted.
Stephen, that speculation, how difficult is it to cope with that when it's probably the narrative of a months or more?
Yeah, I suppose in this industry you get used to that, but it's not. You just don't want to bring that sort of attention to the club all year round and for multiple years. And I was able to deal with it okay. Tommy was injured, so he felt a little bit worse that he wasn't able to help on field whilst this was happening off field. But that's just the way the AFL works now, and as you can see, there's been a lot more trades, and it's probably only going to be more going forward. So it's just the way it is.
The dark days of really, throughout the season where you were getting thumped and things just weren't going your way. How much has that, I suppose, grown you as a leader, and you coming to a club now who is in the premiership window? I mean, does that give you so much more confidence and belief in your own game?
Yeah, it's no secret I've put up with a fair few inside 50s over my years, and had a lot of goals kicked on me. So that opportunity to work with a really elite back six and help a top 4 team, it's just so exciting. And like you said, I have been through a few dark days, but I'm only 26, and I thought the time was right to come down here and finish the rest of my career. And it's just an exciting opportunity.
What did you learn about yourself during those tough times?
I've learnt the world's not going to end. After those big thumpings, you turn up Monday and the old cliche is next week. And you get excited and you get your body up and you go again, and then it takes its toll after a while. But I think I become a really resilient person, but also a player. I never gave up, or I never just gave in any weeks. I always gave my best, and I tried to teach the young guys that it doesn't matter how many goals you've had kicked on you. It's next contest. So hopefully I can bring some of that. Maybe if there is hopefully not, but if there is a little bit of a bad patch at the D's, I can share that experience.
Do you think your old club needs extra financial assistance? Because in recent years it seems to have been smashed by the go-home factor. In particular, I think 3 years ago the top 10 of the best and fairest, only 2 players are still there just from that. Do you think maybe extra financial amounts?
No, I don't think it's financial up there. I just think obviously the go-home factor, because it is a unique spot, the Gold Coast, but I think it's more about the vibe and stability. And now, like I said before, that now they do have some really key people in place. That's only going to build a great culture, and then people will want to stay.
When did you know you wanted to come back?
No, it wasn't until there was a lot of speculation all year, but I was still tossing up because the Suns have been a big part of my life, and I just want them to be good and be great. And it wasn't until I sat down at the end of the season, I came down and spoke to my manager, and then had an honest discussion with the club, and they wanted a long-term commitment, and I just couldn't give them that at the time, and so I thought that was the right time to move forward.
You would have trained with him a lot of times, but now's the chance you and Tom Lynch could go head-to-head. How do you feel about that? I mean, have you already chatted to each other about that prospect?
Yeah, we went out for dinner the other night on the Gold Coast actually, and we're talking about that Anzac Eve game. He said he's looking forward to playing on me, but I said I'll probably play on the best forward, so that's Jack. So, it was a bit of banter going on, but it's for him as well. It's exciting times, and we're obviously great mates, and be living pretty close to each other. So, I can't wait.
Good to come down with Cade Collis-Justin as well.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know about that. That kept that pretty secret. But when I found out, he's in the States at the moment. I gave him a call, and so it's great to have at least one friend at the moment. But hopefully day one, I've got 43 new teammates.
Good on you.